Hi friends, today I will explain how we can process and load XML files into Snowflake tables. So first let's see one sample XML file. Okay, so this is a XML file of books. So it contains book details like uh, book ID, the author of the book, title of the book, the genre of the book, what is the price of the book, and when it was published, and a description of the book. Okay, so we have some sample records. So this is one record for this book. This is one record, and this is another record. Like that, the data present for book details in this XML file. Now this is not a structured file. We cannot load directly this file into Snowflake, right? So this is semi-structured data. uh, all the formats like json, parquet, xml, avro, all these are semi-structured file formats. So we cannot directly load them by using a simple copy command in Snowflake. So first of all, we have to create a variant table, load this file as it is into that variant table. Then by using some methods, we can process that file and load it into Snowflake. So we'll see how we can load this file into Snowflake table today. Okay. So first of all, we have to upload these XML files into some AWS location, right? Let me go through my AWS S3 bucket. So this is my AWS S3 bucket. So how we can integrate this AWS S3 with our Snowflake, I have explained in another video. So if you want to integrate your Amazon S3 account with your Snowflake account, you can make use of that video. So I have explained clearly what all the steps need to be performed to integrate. Okay, suppose my integration is done and my this is my AWS S3 bucket. So I'm creating a folder here. Okay, so I am just giving name as XML to that folder. Okay, and I will load all the files to this XML folder. So if you see in my desktop, I have some sample XML files. One is books records, next one is employee records, plans, students, and some list of web series. So these are all sample files. Today I will explain how we can load this books XML file into um, Snowflake. Like the employees also similar one. If you see, so this is the employees XML file. It contains employee details like first name, last name, title, division, building, room, so etc. Those details. Okay, so we can even process this file similar to how I'm going to load this books file into a table. Okay, okay. So there are five files. I'm going to upload all these five files to my AWS S3 bucket. Okay, I'm uploading the XML files, and this is my destination S3 location. So if I have already created one storage integration object with some location, now I have to update this location as well in that storage integration object. Okay, so now we are done with the uploading of files. So let's see. So these are the five files present in this XML folder. Now I'm going to load this books file into Snowflake. Okay, so for that I have created the list of queries needs to be executed. Okay, so I'm going to execute them and will explain you. Okay, so first of all, as I explained, as I told, we have to update the uh, storage allocate storage allowed locations for our storage integration object. So I have created this storage integration object some time back with only folder CSV folder and JSON folder. Now I want to add XML folder to that storage allocate locations. So this is the query: alter storage integration, the integration object name, and set storage allowed locations equals to. So we have to set all of this. So I'm executing this. Okay, Now, so if you want to just confirm the location is present in the storage integration object, you can just describe this. Okay, so here you can see storage allocate allowed locations, XML folder as well, it's there. Okay, now I want to create some list of databases and schemas uh, required to store some of the objects here. So first of all, I am creating one database called create database. If not exist mydb. So if this db is already present here, but just to make sure, okay, if you don't have, you can execute this. So the database is there. Now if you see, there are only two schemas here, public and information schema, but I need some of the schemas like to store all file format objects, I need one schema. To store all external stages, I need one schema. To load to maintain all the variant tables or stage tables, I can load into this schema. And all the final target tables I want to store in this schema integration tables. Okay, so I'm creating all these schemas. Okay, if the schema is already present, it will ignore, otherwise it will create the new schema. Okay, four statements executed successfully. Just refresh this. Now you can see all of this. Okay, so now first of all, I want to create one file format object. Okay, so I have explained already how we can create a file format object. So this is the simple command, create or replace file format. So I'm naming this object as XML file format, and I'm just mentioning type equals to XML. So if you don't give this parameter type equals to XML, then by default it will be a CSV file format. So I want to create XML file format object, right? So I'm just mentioning this. Okay, so this is completed. So if you have any doubts what is a file format object, you can refer the other videos where I have explained all these things clearly. Okay, so next thing is I want to create one external stage. Want to create one stage object over the external stage location, this one. So this is the one we have created and uploaded the files, right? So for this external location, I want to create one stage with the name AWS S3 XML. Okay, by using the storage integration object s3 integer, and this is the file format object just now I have created, I'm using this here. Okay, okay, so this is done. Now so if I want to see files present in this s3 location, okay, and if I just want to make sure my stage is working properly, so uh, I'm just executing this list command. So it should show all the files present in this xml folder in the aws s3 bucket. Okay, so for that the command is list at the rate your stage name. So I can see all the five files, right? Books, employees, plans, students, and web series. Okay, so we are good. Our storage integration object and our stage object is working fine. Now if I want to see the data from this any xml file, so how can I do? Select, okay, star from, okay, so the stage object mydb.external stages aws s3, and just I can mention the file name here. Okay, so now see, so it's giving the just entire file as it is showing entire file as one record. So this is not correct, right? This is not in the understandable format, this is not in the form of rows and columns, so we cannot read this object, right? So what we have to do, we have to process this file and load the data in the form of into a table in the form of rows and columns. So we cannot do that directly, but first we can create a stage table with some name, and we can load this file into that variant column. So I'm creating one table with the name stage underscore books in the stage table schema, and with only one column uh, XML data. So my column name is XML data of variant type. Okay, so I have created a table with a variant column, that is the column name is XML data. Now so if I want to load this XML file, okay, into this variant table, so what is the command we have to use? Copy into the stage table name, okay, from, so this is my stage table name, so of variant type. So I'm loading the data into this table from, okay, the stage command, the stage object. I'm mentioning that the stage object, and which file I want to load. There are 5 files, right? We have uploaded 5 files. Out of 5 files I want to load this file, books. Okay. Books file into this stage table. Okay, so I'm executing this copy command, and the table has loaded. You can see the rows loaded is 1. So if you want to make sure, you can just select this, select star from this stage table. Okay, so you can see the data. Even this is a variant type, right? So it is uh, it contains all the data into one field and one row. Okay, now we have to process this table, okay, and load the data into the final target table. So I'm creating final target table like this. Okay, create or replace table. I'm creating this target table in the final schema integration tables, and my table name is books. Okay, and the fields in the table are book id, author, title, genre, price, publish date, description, and primary key is book id. So whatever present in this XML file, if you see these are the things present in the XML file, right? Author, title, genre, price till description. Okay, I'm maintaining the same information in the target table. So let's create this table. Okay, so my final target table has been created. Now, how to process the data that is present in the variant column of the stage table, right? So if I want to get the root element of this XML file, so what is the root element of this XML file? This is the one. So if I want to get the element name, so what is the command we have to write? Simply select XML data colon, okay, within double quotes you have to mention at the rate to get the root element name. So this is XML data is nothing but our variant table column name, variant column name. So select XML data colon and within the double quotes at the rate from the stage table. So if you execute this, you can see the output. So the main root element it is coming. And if I want to see the data present in this root element, that means if I want to see all these things, okay, the data inside this root element, how I can see? Simply instead of at the rate we have to put the dollar symbol. Select XML data colon and within the double quotes dollar symbol, okay, from this stage file. Let's see. So you can see here now this is not in a good format, right? Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so here it is showing book id as bk101, book author is something Gambradilla Matthew. Like this it is showing all the values. Okay, so if you want to see the values present in the root element, so what is the command we have to run? Select XML data colon and within the double quotes dollar from the stage table. But still this is not in the readable format, right? So how we can get the elements inside that? Suppose here we have elements inside this uh, this root element are like a book id, book author, everything, right? So if I want to fetch this information, okay, so I have to write a command like this. So we have a function called xml get. Okay, so if I want to get the data uh, inside this root element, so I have to use this xml get function. Select xml get of xml data. This is the variant column name comma book. So which one we have to take from here? So inside the root element I have another element called book. Okay, I want to process that book element. Okay, book, and if you see there are multiple records for this book, right? So if I want to pick particular record, okay, suppose this is the index position. So we have to make, we have to pass three things to this xml get function. One is the field name, okay, and another one is the element name and the index position. So if it has 10 records, if the file has 10 records, then the index position will be like 0 to 9, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Suppose if I want to get this first element which is present in the index 0, okay, so I have to put 0 like this. Okay, xml get of the field name, the element name, and the index position colon, and within the double quotes we have to mention the dollar. Okay, this is the syntax and you have to remember it, there is no other way. So whenever I execute this command, let's observe. So now it is showing, okay, only for book id bk101 it is showing. So it's not showing entire file now, because I am selecting only the record present in the index position 0. That means the first record in this file. So if I want to see the next record, or with the help of this index position we can fetch any record. Okay, so suppose let's see. So here in the next element, so bk101 ralla scheme, so you can see that here, right? So by using this index position we can fetch any record, but still if you see this is not in the readable format. Okay, somewhat better now. Okay, but still if I want to get the details in the form of rows and columns, how we can do that? So I think I have already explained the flattening function, right? So by using this flattening we can fetch the data present in the any element in the XML file. Suppose if I want to get this book ID, book author in separate rows and columns. Okay, so how I can do? Select get XML get function. Okay, and first to come to this lateral flatten function. So how we can write the flatten function on XML file? Okay, flatten to array. Okay, and so this is my variant table column name, right? So this is my variant. Okay, so this is my variant table and this is the variant table column name XML data colon, and within the double quotes dollar we have to put flatten to array, and this is the stage table name or variant table name dot the variant table column name colon dollar. Okay, and I'm giving this flattening, I'm giving one alias name as bk for this flattening function. Okay, so I'm calling entire this as bk. So what this will do, it will flatten all the data present in the XML file into rows and columns. Okay, suppose if I want to get the id which is present in this variant table. Okay, so how I have to write this xml get of. Okay, so simply bk dot value. Okay, what is bk here? So the flatten table, the whatever we have flattened the array, right? So that is bk. So bk dot value comma id, so whichever the field we want to fetch from this xml file, we just have to mention that in the single quotes. Okay, bk dot value id, bk dot value author. So let's execute this. Okay, now you can see, so there are 12 records in the XML file. Now you can see bk101. Okay, it is showing the author name for each and everything, because we are selecting only two fields here, right? So like that I want to select all fields present in this XML file, and this is not in a good shape. If you see, uh, it is encoded in the double quotes. Each and every value it is encoded in the double quotes. I don't want to get the data in the in within the double quotes. So I want to remove these double quotes and I want to put some field names for each and every field. Okay, so that we are fetching from that XML file. Okay, so how I can write a query like this? Like this I can write a query. Select XML get bk dot value of id. Okay, id colon, and within the double quotes dollar. Okay, so if we want to give data type to any of this, so we can use this symbol. Uh, Colon double time. Okay, two colons, and this means I am just casting it to a some data type. So this book id I am casting it to varchar, and I am giving a name for that as book id. So if you see, this is just id, but I am converting this as book id. Okay, and author of varchar type, title of varchar type, genre of varchar type, and the price is of number type, number of 10 comma 2, that allows two decimal positions, and publish date as a date. Okay, and description as varchar. Okay, like this I am selecting all the fields present in the variant table. Okay, from the same whatever we just have written, right? The flattening from which table? Stage tables, stage books. Okay, and I'm flattening the stage books. Okay, by using this syntax. Now let's execute this query. So now you can see the data, right? So book id, author, title, genre. Okay, price, publish date, description, everything in the form of rows and columns. So this is how we can fetch the data present in the XML file. Okay, and our final requirement is we have to load this data into the final target table, which is present in the integration table schema, and the table is books. We have already created this table. So how we can do that? Insert into integration table schema dot books. Okay, the same select query we just have executed. Select all this XML data, okay, from this table, flattening this stage table. Okay, so just execute this command. So it is saying 12 records loaded. Okay, so let's verify the data is loaded properly or not. So selecting the data from books table, now you can see, so all the 12 records loaded properly in this final target table. So this is how we can process XML file and load the data into Snowflake. So here mainly you have to remember two things. Okay, first thing is how we can fetch the data present in the XML file by using this column, by using this function XML get. Okay, XML get of, okay, so value comma and field name present in that XML file. So this thing you have to remember this function syntax. And if you want to fetch any particular position, okay, so we can mention the index. So suppose if you see here, if I want to within the root element, if I want to fetch any other element with the index position, we can get still. This is another form of XML get function. Okay, and the next thing is, so how to flatten a XML variant table, okay, that contains the XML file. So this is the syntax: flatten to array of simply whatever the stage table name dot that variant column name colon within double quotes dollar symbol. So flatten of to array of this thing, and I'm giving another name, alias name, as BK, okay, book. And after flattening this, I am fetching the values from that flattened table. Okay, so like the values like ID, author, genre, everything I am fetching by using like this. Okay, and I am assigning a data type for this and giving an alias name. So this is the final name. Okay, so like this we can fetch the data that is present in the XML file. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to load this XML file into a variant table as it is. Okay, uh, so for that only I have defined one table, right? Created one table, stage underscore books, with only one column XML data of variant type. I have loaded entire table, entire XML file into this. Then I have created a target table and I have processed this XML data from the variant column, and I have finally loaded all the data into this target table. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Okay, so if you have um, any other XML files, okay, you can process by using the same way. Okay, you will get a lot of sample XML files in Google, so you can get them. You can create a variant table and create a target table with the details present in that XML file. Okay, and you can process the XML file by the way I just showed here. Okay, so I will upload all these queries in the description of this video, so you can have a look at for your reference. Okay, thank you. Bye.